Hello everyone, today is day 37 of reading the Bible every day until we reach the end. Today we are in Genesis 37, and today we're starting to read one of my absolute favorite stories in the entire Bible, and that is the story of Joseph, the man with the colored robe. This is one of the most famous stories in the Bible. In the Old Testament, at least, because Jesus is like this famous guy or something. I don't know. Seems like Jesus was kind of important. But anyways, Joseph here, this guy he was pretty cool. He was a pretty cool dude. And today we're going to be talking about his story. Now, this is kind of a longer chapter. It's like 2 whole pages. In the Bible, that's a lot. Anyway, so we're going to just hop right on into it. So go ahead and buckle up, guys, because this is going to be a doozy. This is going to be a good one. Chapter 37, verse 1. Jacob. So you guys remember Jacob? Sorry, I know I'm sounding like an English teacher, thinking every word has meaning. I mean, it does, but right here. Jacob, remember him, brother of Esau, son of Isaac. Let's hope that that's right, because if it's not, then I didn't even read what I've just been reading. So Jacob and Esau, right? Last chapter we talked about Esau's lineage, which sucked. I don't know how those darn names. Anyways, but today we're talking about Jacob and his sons. So he had 12 sons. 12 sons. I think it was 12 sons. Anyways, Jacob lived in the land where his father had stayed, the land of Canaan. This is the account of Jacob's family line. Joseph, a young man of 17 brothers. I was off, dude. Was tending the flocks with his brothers, the sons of Bilhah and the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives, and he brought their father a bad report about them. Oh, so he must have caught them, doing some devious works. So not working. He snitched on them. That's no bro code, man. Now Israel loved Jacob. Just take a little breath. Now, I messed it up again. Now Israel, Lord, loved Joseph more than any of his other sons. Don't pick favorites, guys. You guys are going to see what happens whenever you pick favorites. It's not cool. Because he had been born to him in his old age, and he made an ornate robe for him. When his brothers saw that his father loved him more than any of them, they hated him and could not speak a kind word to him. So you might love him, but your homeboys don't. Alright, they not messing with gang. You dig? Verse 5. Joseph had a dream, and when he told it to his brothers, they hated him all the more. He said to them, "Listen to this dream I had. We were binding sheaves of grain out in the field, when suddenly my sheaf rose and stood upright, while your sheaves gathered around mine and bowed down to it." His brother said to him, "Do you intend to reign over us? Will you actually rule us?" And they hated him all the more because of his dream and what he had said. I'm not gonna lie. Me especially. Sometimes I gotta learn to keep my big mouth shut, dude. You really thought that telling them about this dream where they were all bowing down to you is gonna make them like you? Because I don't think that that's how that works. That does not sound right to me. Alright. Verse 9. Then he had another dream. Oh boy. And he told it to his brothers. "Listen," he said, "I had another dream, and this time the sun and the moon and 11 stars were bowing down to me." When he told his father as well as his brothers, his father rebuked him and said, "What is this dream you had? Will your mother and I and your brothers actually come and bow down to the ground before you?" His brothers were jealous of him, but his father kept the matter in mind. Now his brothers had gone to graze their father's flocks over Shechem, and Israel said to Joseph, "As you know, your brothers are grazing the flocks near Shechem. Come, I'm going to send you to them." "Very well," he replied. So he said to him, "Go and see if all is well with your brothers and with the flocks, and bring word back to me." Then he sent him off from the valley of Hebron. When Joseph arrived at Shechem, a man found him wandering around in the fields and asked him, "What are you looking for?" He replied, "I'm looking for my brothers." "Can you tell me where they are grazing their flocks?" "They have moved on from here," the man said. "I heard them say, 'Let's go to Dothan.'" So Joseph went after his brothers and found them near Dothan. But they saw him in the distance, and before he reached them, they plotted to kill him. Okay, guys, I understand the jealousy. I know sometimes we'll, like, playfully, want to do something. But, like, dude, like, huh? You gonna kill your own brother just because he had some dreams about stuff, bro? I don't know. Messed up. Verse 19, here comes that dreamer, they said to each other. Come now, let's kill him and throw him into one of these cisterns and say that a ferocious animal devoured him. Then we'll see what come of his dreams. When Reuben heard this, he tried to rescue him from their hands. Reuben was the oldest, I'm pretty sure. So Reuben was looking out for little bro. He tried to rescue him from their hands. Let's not take his life, he said. Don't shed any blood. Throw him into this cistern here in the wilderness, but don't lay a hand on him. Reuben said this to rescue him from them and take him back to his father. So he's like, see, we don't kill him, and instead I'll get my boy back Papa Bear. You know what I mean? So when Joseph came to his brothers, they stripped him of his robe, the ornate robe he was wearing, and they took him and threw him into the cistern. A cistern is like a well. The cistern was empty and there was no water in it. You guys probably could have guessed that if I would have just kept on reading. As they sat down to eat their meal, they looked up and saw a caravan of Ishmaelites coming from Gilead. Their camels were loaded with spices, balm, and myrrh, and they were on their way to take them down to Egypt. Judah said to his brothers, what will we gain if we kill our brother and cover up his blood? Come, let's sell him to the Ishmaelites and not lay our hands on him. After all, he is our brother, our own flesh and blood. His brothers agreed. So they're selling my boy into slavery? Like, huh? Hey, free my boy Jacob. He ain't even doing... Too many J's, bro. Free my boy Joseph. He ain't doing nothing wrong. So when the Midianite merchants came by, his brothers pulled Joseph out of the cistern and sold him for 20 shekels of silver. I don't know how much that is equal to. But they were supposed, like, the average for a slave in later Israel law was about 30 shekels. So they got a pretty good deal on this guy. Not saying I condone that kind of stuff. I'm just saying they got a good deal. I'm a businessman. What can I say? When Reuben returned to the cistern and saw that Joseph was not there, he tore his clothes. He went back to his brothers and said, the boy isn't there. Where can I turn now? Then they got Joseph's robe, slaughtered a goat, and dipped the robe in its blood. They took the ornate robe back to their father and said, we found this. Examine it to see whether it is your son's robe. He recognized it and said, it is my son's robe. Some ferocious animal has devoured him. Joseph has surely been torn to pieces. Then Jacob tore his own clothes, put on sackcloth, and mourned for his son many days. All his sons and daughters came to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted. No, he said, I will continue to mourn until I join my son in the grave. Sheesh. So his father wept for him. Meanwhile, the Midianites sold Joseph in Egypt to Potiphar, one of the Pharaoh's officials, the captain of the guard. So that's where we leave it off. The Bible is great with cliffhangers, which means you guys will just have to tune in tomorrow to see what happens. Or, even better, go read it yourself. Peace.